concept of levels becomes profoundly clear when one encounters an opponent of superior stature. An elite boxer possesses the wisdom to harness their attributes to their fullest potential, all while preventing the adversary from advancing even beyond the first step. This competence of self and strategy is what sets them apart, illustrating the nuanced hierarchy that exists within the sport. Stanionis was known for his pressure fighting style, specializing to mid to close range, but his defense was very limited, especially from a distance. His main vulnerability is fighting from the outside, where his shorter reach of 68 inches becomes a disadvantage against Boots, who has a 74-inch reach.
Stanionis' motto in this fight, go backwards.
Yeah, but with a motto like that, I'll guess which he is. That's the thing about him, and behind that ramrod jab.
Boots capitalized on a 6-inch reach advantage by pumping an active jab from the outside, maintaining distance to control the pace of the fight. Stanionis, on the other hand, struggled to close the gap due to his slow footwork, which forced him to rely on his jab to get onto the inside. However, when Boots switched to the southpaw stance, it created angles that neutralized Stanionis' orthodox jab. So the question goes, why was Boots' jab so effective from the southpaw stance, but Stanionis' wasn't from the orthodox? Attention to detail is crucial, as every aspect can significantly impact the fight. Some details might be more vital than others, but depending on the situation, they can alter the entire dynamic of the fight. Stanionis adopted a square stance due to his high guard, while Boots used a bladed stance, with his lead shoulder aimed directly between Stanionis' high guard. This positioning allowed Boots to throw his jab without interference. In contrast, when Stanionis attempted to jab, he had to navigate past Boots' lead hand and shoulders, creating multiple layers of defense simply due to Boots' stance and angles. Given Boots' active jab and constant movement, Stanionis struggled to close the distance and establish his offense at mid-range. On the rare occasions when he did manage to land a few shots, it was typically when he had Boots backed against the ropes. However, these opportunities were few and far in between due to Boots quickly angling off and repositioning himself as soon as his back touched the ropes, minimizing Stanionis' chance to capitalize.
Oh, he's jabbing. He's gonna have to defense. You know, defense that Winky Wright had, and fighters like Corte and Cloudy.
Himself finishing Stanionis and celebrating in front of this very pro Boots.
Stanionis' defense has several weaknesses. He relied on a static guard, lacking range and level changes. He showed minimal head movement or parrying. This approach made him an easy target. The static high guard provided a false sense of security. Although his hands were up, the guard could be pierced through the middle while momentarily blinding his line of sight. Additionally, his square stance left him vulnerable to looping punches both to head and body.
This is what you want to see from Ennis right here. Around the guard, that body shot right there. Didn't look like those punches, you know, taking the power away from the punch, but most of the time, they're not.
In addition to his static guard, Stanionis' offense was quite straightforward. He primarily focused on stepping into range before unloading his power shots. Without the use of feints or setups, his approach became too predictable. The static guard also worked against him, as the moment his hands moved from the position, it telegraphed his punches. This made it easier for Boots to read his intentions, defend, and counter effectively.
Power, long arms. He should throw 5-6 punches, but got hit with one big stone for. Vicious counter shots like that, running shots.
Instead, Boots landed a good body shot.
Boots is exceptionally gifted both physically and athletically, particularly in the welterweight division. At this weight, he is a triple threat with the size, speed, and power. In what was considered his toughest test to date, he demonstrated the dynamic nature of his game by picking his shots while strategically pressing the pace, rather than rushing in guns blazing, gunning for a knockout. This fight showcased his maturity and full range of skills. As his ring IQ continues to develop, he is truly living up to the high expectations be set upon him.